Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into the early 20th century with the Equinox. It's this really unusual publication that covered, well, quite a range of paths to, let's say, higher knowledge.
It really did. You've got everything from, complex ceremonial magic on one side
Right.
to intense yoga and meditation on the other, and some, well, less conventional methods, too.
Definitely. Our mission today is to sort of unpack some of the key ideas, the experiences detailed in there. We'll touch on Western esotericism, Eastern mysticism, quite the mix.
And the Equinox itself was central, wasn't it? It was the main voice for the Aleister Crowley's magical order. They were all about individual spiritual growth, but in a very structured way, almost like spiritual engineering.
Structured is right. I mean, you mentioned practical, and it gets down to the nitty-gritty, like specific ceremonial robes.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just symbolism, was it? Each robe had a function, a cost.
Exactly. A probationer's robe, for instance, maybe £5 back then, designed for general invocations, that kind of thing. But then you have the Magister Templi's robe for, great meditations. That one was listed at £50, a serious investment.
50 pounds. Wow. That really underlines the commitment involved. These weren't just costumes.
Not at all. They were tools, part of a very disciplined practice. Think about texts like the Goetia, the Lesser Key of Solomon. The Equinox presented it as the, quote, best, simplest, most intelligible, and most effective treatise extant on ceremonial magic.
So methodical, rigorous, not casual stuff.
Definitely not. But then, okay, let's shift gears a bit. The Equinox also explored Eastern paths.
Right, like Raja Yoga, which comes up in the Temple of Solomon the King chapters.
And here the focus really moves inward. It's all about concentration, about harnessing the will.
And the body plays a key role, right? Not something to be ignored.
Precisely. You have asanas, the physical postures. They list 84 types. It's about creating stability, a solid base.
A foundation for the mental work.
Exactly. And that leads into pranayama, breath control. The idea is to purify these energy channels, Ida, Pingala, Sushumna.
The subtle body currents.
Yeah, essentially. Fine-tuning your internal energy system.
So, body stable, energy refined. Then what about the mind itself? You mentioned mudras.
Right, mudra, symbolic gestures, like the Ketcheri mudra involving the tongue sounds a bit strange, but it's meant to direct energy. Or Uddiyana mudra described as the lion that kills the elephant death. Pretty powerful imagery.
Definitely. So these are like internal switches to focus consciousness.
That's a good way to put it. Focusing on energy centers, too, like the Ajna chakra, the third eye linked to the pineal gland, or Manipura, the solar plexus, your sort of power center. The whole goal is mastering the mind.
And they acknowledge how hard that is. As hard to curb as the wind.
Exactly. It's presented as a monumental but achievable task through discipline.
But, okay, discipline isn't the only route explored here. There's also a pretty stark account, isn't there, from the hasheesh eater?
Ah, yes. That's a very different kind of journey. It's raw, firsthand. Starts with, delicious images, euphoria.
That's appealing at first.
But then it descends into diabolization, horror, intense physical suffering. It's quite harrowing.
And the conclusion is pretty clear.
Very clear. While there were moments of what felt like insight, the author calls it an improper pathway. Ultimately, a curse. A warning, really.
A cautionary tale against shortcuts, basically.
Then, weaving things together, perhaps, you have the Kabbalistic tree of life mentioned.
Right, that framework. Trying to harmonize different symbols.
Sort of. It's presented as this cosmic map, 32 paths trying to categorize existence, consciousness, link different traditions, almost a universal key.
And speaking of connecting or maybe challenging ideas, there's that radical take on Buddhism.
Oh, yeah. That's quite something. Taking core concepts like anicca change, dukkha sorrow, anatta no self.
And flipping them.
Completely. The author essentially says all these concepts, even karma, even nibbana, are absurd, except for the fundamental I, which somehow embodies all the opposites. It's a very unconventional interpretation.
Wow. So across the board, the Equinox captures this intense human drive to see beyond the ordinary.
Absolutely. Through ritual, through intense self-discipline, even through, well, misguided chemical means.
It's this incredible tapestry of approaches. It really makes you wonder, if the aim is to lift that veil of the corporeal, as they might say, which path actually gets you closer? What does it even mean to glimpse that ineffable glory? Lots to think about.